Yeah, great seeing everyone's presentations today. This is a little bit of a departure, and I'll just go right into it as to why that is. So I'm the director of experience technology at the Mill. Most of my background is really from ad agencies. So web development, I was a Flash developer for a while, and it really wasn't until these last couple of years that the tools of the visual effects industry and the tools of the interactive world started to converge. So as a Flash refugee slash Flash alumni, I was always kind of right at that crossroads of the creative and the technology pieces, as well as motion design, data integration, all those things. And so a couple of years ago, the Mill recruited me to actually come on and lead their experience technology team because all of these things were starting to converge. And so what I like to tell people is I did go to art school on a photography scholarship, but I fell in with the wrong crowd and started writing code. So with the Mill, many people have heard of the Mill. They've been around about 30 years. The first really big splash they made was the film Gladiator, which is 25 years ago already now, which makes me feel super old. And in the recent years, we've been more ad focused, and so really with a little bit of episodic. But the Mill is always looking to see what else can we do, what other revenue streams can we have with the skill set we have. So I'm going to talk about kind of the past, present, and future as I understand it of the Mill. So with yesterday, again, it was a very traditional visual effects pipeline. We've got Gladiator, there was music videos, and then a lot of the type commercials, high branded films, branded content, things like that you see. The tool set was a lot simpler. Pretty much, this is by no means comprehensive because again I was not on the VFX side as much, but more linear pipelines, linear content. Those were the outputs. Today it's expanded quite a bit. We've added a design department that does a lot of very high-end motion graphics, animation. Our VFX department still continues to crank out the high-quality visual effects that people expect of the Mill. We do color, of course, and then the experience group, which does experiential projects from AR, VR, some rides. And what I like to say, the projects that are hard to describe because no two are ever really the same. And so for us, pipeline is sort of not really, we have process, but not so much a pipeline because these projects are so different. And what does tomorrow look like? Well, hopefully we get better at everything. AI is obviously a huge part of that conversation, but it's something that's with machine learning, deepfakes, things like this. We've been doing that at the Mill, both on the VFX side and the interactive side. So I want to talk a little bit about the experience practice at the Mill, and then I'm going to go two cases. Hopefully we don't run too long on time. I never really timed this out, but I'll Jean-Michel, keep me honest on time. So we'll dive in here to sort of my little corner of the asylum. So as I mentioned, we do a lot of sort of rough buckets of experience projects. Virtual characters are a big thing for us now, which is it manifested itself in a few ways. That might be mocap for game cinematics, but more often it's actually real-time characters for an installation. So we've created specific footballers for EA for different events. There's investor event, there's game launch events that will actually have an actor back of house in a live mocap suit acting things out. And then of course now we're pushing to make that conversational where you can actually have a post-game interview with this athlete with the LLM running on the computer and everything they would know and everything how they would respond all coming back to you. And then of course XR experiences, which really ebbs and flows. I think it's hard to predict industry trends sometimes, but we didn't get any VR for a while and then we got a ton of VR this year. So we do try to bring that Mill craft to everything we do with our existing CG pipeline, but then trying to modernize that and optimize it for today's game engine world. And then of course, physical installations, whether that's something small for Comic-Con, whether that's a large scale interactive installation, digital out of home, we've worked on that, those sorts of things. And then bespoke real-time experiences. And